Hey guys, welcome to Rockstars of Ethereum, a show about journey and the awesome work people are doing in Ethereum and Web3 space as a whole, aka Rockstars of Ethereum. I'm Richa
And I'm Harsh from
from
Ethereum
Ethereum
Push
Push
Notification
Notification
Service.
Service.
Yeah. We
Awesome.
always start by, getting the sync all wrong.
All right. We are excited to welcome someone who not only helps with the Ethereum scaling solutions, but also helps scale and grow the ecosystem, so many new projects and builders. He's the co-founder of Polygon, formerly known as Matic, and an Ethereum maximalist. Please welcome Sandeep Nailwal. Hey Sandeep,
Hi guys,
how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me here.
Really awesome to have you, Sandeep. We start by sharing how we met our guest. So how we met Sandeep. Of course, this is one of those fun meeting and kind of like a circle. So basically, this was the early days of EPNS. We applied for a grant from Matic. At that point of time, it was Matic, not Polygon. Fortunately for us, Gitcoin kernel was also happening. So Sandeep was a mentor over there, and DeFi Dad invited Sandeep for a talk show. DeFi Dad ended up mentioning us because we had befriended him. So that was one of the perks. Also, Sandeep got referral of our project from Gitcoin kernel. And then we basically had our first meeting. Everything went okay for us. He loved the design. That was one of the first times someone really applauded our design efforts. So yeah, that's also special. And now that I've put him on spot, it's really special to have you over here, Sandeep. In your words, just describe yourself and can you talk a bit about Polygon for everyone?
Yeah, no, but I am also recalling that grant call, and I think you were just getting started. I think we were the first sort of in a way, like although it was not an investment per se, but it was the first check-in, right? First external money coming into EPNS, right? Whether it's grant.
Yes, and
so I'm very proud of this.
Special after.
Please create an NFT for me for that, like so that I can say yes, like EPNS first ever money. Although it would have been great if it was investment, but that was like a ecosystem grant. But I think you guys fully deserved it, and I had already heard good things about you guys, and I was finally very happy that a very sort of a highly critically acclaimed project is coming out of India, right? I was very happy that okay, this some project is getting attention from India, and I was more than happy to kind of start or kind of help you with that grant. And about myself, so I am, as many already know, that I'm one of the co-founders at Polygon, and I take care of the business side of things. So my team, the other co-founders are focused on the building the tech, because which is the most important part, and my job is to kind of make sure that they are not bombarded too much with the external kind of distractions which are there. So I kind of take their help, take their advice whenever critical business decisions are being made. But these business marketing partnerships, or building the ecosystem, building like bringing on board the products and all that, like that falls under my purview. So yeah, like that's about me. And then I think when we started with Polygon, India was like almost nowhere on the map, and we always used to say that one of our goals is to put India on the global blockchain roadmap. And I can happily say that checklist is, or kind of the check mark is there now, that we have put it. Like people now see there are funds who are creating India specific funds to invest in Indian projects, to find the next Polygon, to find the next EPNS, find the next other big projects from India. And that has been a great and very like great satisfactory thing of great satisfaction, I would say. And like, yeah, I mean, it's great to see the vibrant ecosystem we are seeing now, like very talented, highly, like from elite colleges, people and entrepreneurs are jumping into Web3. I think that has been a great thing. So, yeah.
Great, great. Actually, on that note, Sandeep, we wouldn't have, I mean, we were so ecstatic to receive the first check-in. Till then, we were completely bootstrapped. So, we were earning after a long, long time. So, yeah. And after that, I mean, once we announced the grant from Matic or Polygon, we kind of blew up. So, thanks for doing that. All right. Moving forward, let's take a step back. We always try to find out the entrepreneur journey before you went into crypto. So, can you talk about things you were doing before blockchain and what made you take the plunge?
Basically, after my first experience in entrepreneurship, to be honest, was back in when I was in ninth class. So, one of my friends, he brought some very nice colored pens. Like, the pens had the design on top of them. So, we got them at, let's say, 5 rupees somewhere, and we were like looking to sell them at 8 rupees, 9 rupees and all that. So, but I was still very shy. I didn't want to do the sales thing. And my friend was very, kind of like he's kind of typical, the, Dokan wala kind of person. So that was something that, excited me at that point. And then after that, like during the third year of my engineering, I set up my first company where we were doing some data extraction thing for our university, which caught the eye of BJP, the current ruling party of India. And they also wanted something to do something same data extraction, but from the PDF files of Election Commission of India. So we got that project, and that was our first paid project in that sense. And after that, we had few more paid projects. After I graduated from my engineering, I joined. Me and my other co-founder separated, because we wanted to do different things at that point in time. So I joined a software development company as a software engineer and all that. Worked there for 2 years. Then I went out for my MBA, with NITI Mumbai, and then there I got like selected with Deloitte. And after that, also I started one more startup, which was in the GPS kind of domain, GPS and logistics, like combining GPS and logistics and trying to create a Uber of, let's say, logistics. Right? You can order a light commercial vehicle on phone or something like that. So and that did not work out because I approached it from a systems angle instead of a business angle. And my juniors, actually, they approached it from a business angle. So they went out in the market with simple Excel sheets, started collecting data, started taking orders, and they got funded and moved ahead with it. So they did good job on that. So then I joined Deloitte, and then I worked there for 7-8 months, and they started aligning me towards the IT kind of things. I did not like it. I wanted to be in this technical strategy, so I did not get into that. So then I branched out, and I actually got a very good opportunity, which was with the Wellspun Group, which is one of the biggest textile groups in India. So they had a new e-commerce division upcoming, and it was still a small division, hardly doing $1 million worth of business a year and all that. So they because NITI Mumbai is the the number one B school of India for supply chain, and I also came from a technical background and all that. So they gave me a very, like, for me at that age, it was a very high profile thing, like head of technology and supply chain kind of thing. So it was a startup. I grabbed it with both hands. Even though the salary was not great, I had to take almost like a cut, but I thought that this is the role I want to work at. So I worked there, and then that 1 year, I think that was one of the most hardworking years of my life. But I kind of did everything that in my kind of capacity, and learned a lot. And then I think from there, my kind of in the business term, you'll say leadership quality or whatever, but I think I would simply call it as my hesitation got away. Right before that, I used to think that, oh shit, I'm going to take a decision on spending 50 lakh rupees of company and all that, or I'm setting up this software, it is going to cost 1 crore, like 150K for a year for the company and all that. And those used to be like big decisions. But when I took those decisions, went through with them, and kind of had to take the responsibility to run them and all that. So it gave a very good, like, kind of empowering feeling. So then after that, a lot of people like who knew me, I thought that I want to do something on my own and all that. And my girlfriend also, like now my wife, she also kind of empowered me. I come from a very humble background, didn't like, my family didn't even have a house and all that. We used to live on rent. So I was explaining to her that I want to do my own thing, but but this job is like, I'm just getting all the backlog of the family is like, getting this thing, and I might not even have a house, so I want to have a house so that we can marry and all that. So she's like, I don't freaking care about a house or anything. If you are not happy with this, just leave this. We'll live on rent the entire life. That's fine. Just go ahead and do it. And I think that was I think that moment, I still remember that moment. That moment is the moment which I think which has made me where I am today, right? Or kind of helped me to reach, because that gave me the freedom that I don't need to think about this. Like, I can simply go back to, so I pitched within like, I think next 2-3 days, 4 days, I pitched to few angel investors who had successful businesses and wanted to invest, and they always wanted to invest in me something because they had seen me in my previous days. So I simply raised like, I think $30,000-$40,000 angel fund, and I started my the company, which is Scope Weaver. So the idea was to have a B2B marketplace, B2B services marketplace, which is like, something like you can think about Alibaba, but for services other than manufacturing. So, but the services involved projects, and projects had a lot of problems, like, because a project is a very intricate thing. There's no way to fully automate a project, right? There have been multiple attempts. You can't really do that. So although, like, again, like, I did really a lot of hard work on that, like in one point, like 1 hour, one year and 2-3 months, I was able to scale the business. I had like 10-12 paying clients. We got a revenue of like 2.5 crores roughly, which is like fairly good revenue in India. Like externally, it's like roughly 400K or something like that. Not that big, but India, it was big. I was making decent money. At least I was able to make more than what I was making in my company and all that as a job. But one thing I realized is that the business was not scaling as much, right? Because it involved like everywhere there was some problem, I had to come at the end, right? I was the final level of rescue. And I realized that there is no other way to scale it humanly. So I said that I don't want to do this, and I want to do something big, because my only objective was to do something at a very big scale, right? That was, I started reading artificial intelligence, and like spent few days, and there was like mathematics started coming, and I thought like, this is too much mathematics. Like at this age, I can't go back to this much mathematics. So I left that. Then Bitcoin was kind of picking up that cycle, that hype cycle, end of 2015 or early 2016. So I started reading Mastering Bitcoin, and 4th, 5th chapter in, like, that was my aha moment, that oh shit, this is a big technology. This is going to be really big and all that, and this can really take over. And I, like, had those maximalist dreams, like from there, like, I don't know, like somehow I was able to get the gist of the technology very fast, because otherwise it takes a lot of time to understand decentralization aspect, like how it will work and all that. So after some time, I realized, and luckily I was able to kind of understand within like next 5-10 days only, that this is going to be really big. Within one and a half, 2 weeks, I closed down my previous company. So it was a big risk for me, but I went back to programming. I said, right, this time I'm not going to, because with Scope Weaver, I was not doing the product. And I had this thing feeling that, maybe we did not do a good job at the product. That's why we could not scale it. Right. So I thought, right, this time I am going to take control of the product also. So I started programming. So I programmed Solidity for some time, built some dApps and all that. Then I thought that, okay, to take more experience, I will do some freelancing work. So I started doing freelancing work. And since I was from a management background, so I could pitch well. So I could convert a lot of projects. Like, suddenly within 2 to 3 months, like I started converting a lot of projects actually. So, I did not have bandwidth to do. So then I started adding more people. And then like 4, 5, 6 months again, like I went back to like, making, let's say, pretty decent sum of money monthly, not even by global standards. And I think that was a 2017 hype. I did some sort of trading also. and somehow I was good at that. So I, kind of 30, not, I should not say I was good at it. I was not good at that, but the market was bull in market. Everybody is a genius in bull market. So, my amount like multifold became big and all that. All those things went well. But again, like that, so I was listening to Naval Ravikant's Farnham Street podcast. And, that time I had reached a place where, I was making decent amount of money, but I knew that this is not going to scale. And I want to do something in the product side and all that. And with that, podcast, again, I had the same moment which I had with Scope Fevers. I was like, no, I don't want to do this. I will leave this money one more time on the table. I handed over everything to my other friend, and within 1 week, I left that also. And then in the meanwhile, I started looking out which other people are working in the product side and all that. And luckily, I knew Jayanti from some Bitcoin Mumbai group. So I knew that he was working on a few projects. I reached out to him that, what are you up to and all that. And he explained he's doing this. And the moment I saw, and I had also because I was building dApps, so I knew that, okay, the CryptoKitty thing had choked the entire Ethereum network. And I knew that this is not scalable. And then when JD showed me the POC, I thought, okay, this is the thing that we can put in. I told him that, I want, let's do it together and all that. So I think, and he was also talking to Anurag. So that's where the entire thing team came together. And then we again left everything, started again from scratch, went back to almost zero income. But then, rest is history from there.
Amazing. I mean, it's really, really intriguing, the entire journey. And I can see that, you have embraced challenges. And maybe that's why, when Matic became like a beast on its own, you went for Polygon and you basically expanded the system. But yeah, I actually got a tagline for the shirt also. It was like, do something amazing or do something challenging, something like that. All right, bad joke.
My tagline, if you see my WhatsApp now, a lot of my friends copy it. Sometimes my brother also says that, Bhaiya, I have put this, right? And some of my friends have also done it. And my tagline is everything or nothing. It's a tagline from Roadies. So
Yeah.
when you just mentioned the moment when Matic was itself like fairly big, right? We rebranded to Polygon when there was a resistance also. Even our team said that, should we do it? This doesn't seem to be the good decision and all. But then this thing powered us, right? The everything or nothing. Like either we want to become one of the biggest project in the space, and we want the project to stay here for next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, right? And have the kind of impact that, Ethereum has been able to make, and, by enabling Ethereum and by enabling Ethereum to scale. And I think, that thing powered us, that we need to reach there. Like if in 10 years, we are going to be the project which helps a lot of Web3 applications to build their, build their business logic and become the de facto platform in the world. Is Matic the good brand for that? Or, Polygon, which has some meaning to it and it represents like multifold, this thing, is the better thing. Secondly, when we were expanding from, Matic's one single approach to multi-approach, we also wanted to make sure that people understand that this is a sizable change. I had sleepless nights, even with Aave, for example, right? So again, everything or nothing. Like with Aave, we were already doing well. We were cruising. We were at Coinbase, had a like almost $4 billion market cap. But with Aave, we did a very big, liquidity mining program. Like not many projects. Like now, a lot of projects will follow it. We'll try to do that. But what we did at that point in time, like bringing in huge amount of treasury and then, doing it again, had sleepless nights, but then, that kind of completely transformed, a lot of things. I think all of these smaller transactions have moved to Polygon now, and Ethereum gas fees, it also feels that, has settled down more. Like some people say that, Polygon also has some role to play in that. So, that in itself is a big achievement, that if we were able to help Ethereum mainnet in some form, in whatever small form. Yeah.
I love the tagline, everything or nothing. I loved Roadies as well, at least the first season.
So that Roadie season
Yeah.
also has a Hindi song. Like you should like it's not very appreciated song, but it's like I mean that gives me whenever I need to feel motivated, I hear that song, and that song also this thing is chahiye sab kuch ya kuch nahi.
Yeah.
Right?
So, all right, let me just translate it for
Goosebumps.
everyone
Like
who's
even
not from India. So it's actually everything or nothing, but it's sung with a lot of passion, and it's a show about testing your limits and testing your might, both physical and mental. At least it was for season 1 and 2 and 3 maybe. After that, I cannot really comment on. Rolling back to Jayanti. So this is a question I actually had when we first met as well. I mean, Jayanti Kanani is known as JD lovingly. I just want to know where is the D or why is the D there? Because Jayanti and Kanani doesn't have a D unless Kanani has a
so
silent D.
he's a Gujarati, and in Gujarat, his clan they write it as the person's name, then father's name, and then the surname. So his real name is Jayanti Bhai Devchand Bhai Kanani. So Devchand Bhai is his father's name. So that's why it's called JD Kanani. JD Kanani. So JD.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. I love
But it's very
JD
cool, right?
as a name.
JD is a cool name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
JD is a really, really cool name. And
Yeah,
one of my favorite
sounds like
things
a
as well.
CEO, right? Sounds like a CEO.
Yep.
Yeah.
And shout
Yeah.
out to JD as well.
Yeah, shout out to JD. JD is like amazing. He's also one of the few guys who are very deep into technology, but he understands business also. And I think that's the biggest strength.
Who is the more fun guy or the more jovial guy between you, JD, and Anurag?
I think jovial, like the joking and bullshitting guy. I am the guy. I am that guy. Serious. I think Anurag would be more serious. JD is in between me and Anurag. Like he's more balanced. I am extreme. Like I'm always joking around. Like the whole farewell party was like people was just dunking at it. Like even I was leading that. This is this. This is that. Like so, and everybody was enjoying. So yeah, I am the most jovial guy, and Anurag is the most serious.
Awesome. Great to know. All right, moving forward, Sandeep, does it become harder or easier when you grow? I'm asking because I need that tip. So yeah.
It becomes really hard, to be honest. Like the biggest, like the most difficult thing in this world to do is to take decisions. And decision making is what drains you out. And you might also be knowing Mark Zuckerberg's famous this thing where he has only one colored t-shirt, like only gray t-shirts. All t-shirts are gray and blue jeans. Why? Because he wanted to remove this decision making from his daily schedule, that this color or that color, this color or that color. He wanted to remove that. And I think that's a very pertinent point, because and somebody was also saying that it's like you have limited willpower in the day. Similarly, you have limited decision making power in a day, and you can waste it on small decision making, that whether I should have dal chawal or whether I should have rajma chawal or this and that, or the same muscle is being used in taking the most smallest decision, where you are deciding whether I should spend $500 on this or not, and the same decision making and willpower or source of energy is being used on the $5 million decision also. So as a leader, I think, and I have done a terrible job at delegating, terrible job, right? So, I mean, as recently as 3-4 months, I was deeply involved in almost all the decision making, right? And I'm like slowly coming out and all that, not because I am more controlling. In fact, I give a lot of freedom to the team, but then they became dependent on me, like asking everything from me. And I'm like, I should have simply told them, guys, below this amount, take your decision, right? You have your own call and all that. So don't even take the approval from me. As a founder, I will recommend you. And those are the pains, I would say. As you grow your decision making, every decision you are making now has a big impact, right? When you are really big. So I think Jeff Bezos, I've heard famously, he takes the decisions in the morning calls. Like he has the the early morning call, like 8, 9 a.m. And the biggest decision of the day he takes in those calls, right? So where he has full energy, he's like thinking nicely and all that. For any entrepreneurs, I will say, as you are growing, keep delegating, and then, keep build some sort of system. And when you build it, share with me also that somehow you can decide that, or kind of figure out which decisions are more critical, and then take them when you are at your best and give them more focus, because those 20% of decisions are going to have 80% of the impact.
Got it. And really well said. I actually read that somewhere, where someone told me that.
It's called Pareto principle. It's very famous. It's Pareto principle.
Awesome. Yeah. So take the decisions in early morning or in the evening time, because that's when you're most active.
Make it according to you. Like if you are most active in the evening, or maybe at the night at 12 midnight, it's fine. When you are the most active, take those decisions. Like have somebody to schedule those calls at that point in time when you are most active.
Awesome. That's really solid advice. Thanks, Sandeep. All right, moving forward, Sandeep, I mean, it's not just Polygon that you handle. You recently handled a major part of India Crypto Relief Fund, and Richa has some great questions about that. So, yeah.
So, Sandeep, around the India Crypto Relief Fund, it's an amazing initiative, and thanks for doing that. I think, everybody knows the importance of it, but just want to understand at what point in, while the pandemic is going on, that you thought that you wanted to do something about it. So what was that turning point for you?
It's not a very, actually, with some people will think that some vision, or, I want to do this. This was a very human response, actually, from my side. And very human response in a way that I had to come to UAE for some work. And, I had COVID back in November, December. And I came to, UAE, and my sister traveled after 15 days. So she came to my apartment only. And, when she was coming at that point, around that time, it was really exploding. So she landed here, she had her test and all that. She was tested like negative, everything was fine. But 2 days after that, she fell, sick. And then we got the tested, and she had tested positive. And by that time we had also mingled, and we also had not symptoms, but some weakness in the limbs and all that. So my grandmother, actually, she also tested positive, and she was living with my mom and dad, right? So I was really scared that my mom and dad also might have got it, but they had been vaccinated, so luckily, they did not even have mild symptoms. And within this time only, I was all doing with my, one or two friends in Delhi. I was kind of doing some sort of like voluntary work, where we were trying to, like, just utilizing my connect. Sometimes somebody needs money, so I was just transferring them from my personal account and all that, for their oxygen and all that. And then that particular day, so imagine my day, that particular day when I started the fund, or one day before that, we started with 12 people needing oxygen at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. in the morning. By 2 a.m., 7 of them died. I was like really crazy, right? And imagine I am sitting in the room, my sister in the other room has COVID. Now I have COVID again, and my wife has COVID. And, my grandmother also has COVID, right? At that point in time. And that was the time where it was like, we have the fight or flight response. That was the time my fight response activated, because I was in the flight mode. Like, everybody's a flight mode. Just stay away from this virus, right? But this was a time where virus is in my home, and it's trying to kind of harm my family. And that point I was like, screw this virus, right? I'm going to do something about it. And people have been talking about it, like the crypto people around in India and all that, but nobody wanted to take that responsibility of that regulatory hassle. I said, screw this also. I'm going to take all the, if you see that tweet, actually, that's an angry tweet that, can't take this sitting down anymore. And, I want to do something about it. And, I will take the full responsibility of the transparency and all that. And I started that fund. I simply created a multi-sig and then created that, posted that tweet, and that, that blew up. But even if it had not blown up, like we had got $5-10 million, maybe I was expecting originally $1 or $2 million. right? That, we'll have 10, 15 crores and we'll deploy. Now it's like something crazy because of that Vitalik's donation. But original plan was that maybe we'll get some, maybe 500K, $1 million, and we'll use to help people on the ground, on the point, right there on that point. That was the origin.
And I hope everybody in your family is, doing better. And I'm like really hopeful that people who have gotten help and who will be getting help, but for those who, for everybody, I think everybody hopefully stays safe. So yeah. So around the relief fund, what's been the biggest donation or the biggest, Vitalik did donate. So what has been the biggest donation that you've seen? You said originally you were expecting $1-2 million, but I think the community really came forward, showing the support and love. So what's that response been like?
Community, but I think Vitalik has single-handedly made the impact over there. Like people know his $1 billion Shiba donation, but people really don't know that apart from that, he donated on the same day. He had donated $2 million in ETH. He had donated before a few days. He said, "Hey, I just sent over some Dogecoin." And I opened my wallet. I have $5 million in Dogecoin, or $3 million in Dogecoin. I was like, oh, right. So I like, this guy is crazy. And then, and he, before that also, he had already donated 600K. So in total, not only this Shiba coin, like people remember this Shiba coin, and I want Ethereum community to also and everybody, that apart from the Shiba coin, he donated his personal $6 million. I don't know any other billionaire in the world which will donate $6 million to a random small guy like me, that, okay, go and figure out something for it. Like they will do tens of presentations and all that. Then they will, open their wallet and give them like few $1,000, right? Here, like he's like next level. Like he's one of the reasons why I am like so, I am Ethereum maximalist. Vitalik is one of the reasons for that. And, of course, Ethereum community.
I mean, that seems like an amazing community-driven initiative. So I just want to understand the amount of management and logistics that would have been involved, would have been massive. So how are you guys handling the initiative?
So as I mentioned about this volunteer, so what we have done is that we have set up an entity outside of India, which does not, so Indian regulatory bodies do not, or Indian regulatory boundaries do not encounter this crypto at all. So we have a external entity which converts it into stable coin, converts it into bank account money, and then we send it to NGOs, which are FCRA approved NGOs. And these FCRA approved NGOs, they, we kind of figure out that, okay, this guy or this hospital needs support, or let's say these guys are doing an amazing initiative. Let's say Sanjeev Kapoor is doing an amazing initiative, and I want to talk about it. I'll come back to that. But then we find who needs support. We hook them up with an NGO, and we ask them that, and a vendor. So vendor supplies that, stuff to them. And then we hook the NGO with this vendor, pay to the NGO, which is FCRA approved, and NGO then pays to the vendor. So essentially that contribution becomes from the NGO, but NGO is getting donation from us. So we technically simply become a foreign donator into it, right? And then the KYC and everything, I can provide over there. So that is there. And, for example, I was talking about these initiatives. So we collaborate with various people. So we have collaborated with Kuwait embassy, where, we collaborated with Indian Navy and Indian Navy ships. So Indian Navy has multiple initiatives going on. So within them, we contribute cylinders. We have contributed, I think, more than 10,000 cylinders over there, which then goes to Red Cross and, various other agencies. Apart from that, we are collaborating with, let's say, organizations like what Sanjeev Kapoor is a part of. They are called ACK, I think. So what they are doing is, that is also very important, and people don't realize that these medical workers, like our doctors, right, who are working, and I can tell because my brother-in-law is a doctor, and these guys have been working day in, day out for multiple months. And then, when you are there, a remarkable thing I found, that some people who simply, ran away, but the people who stayed over there, they kind of came into or went into a sort of a war zone, like sort of the soldier kind of mentality, where like this is such a remarkable thing. Like I'm having goosebumps when I'm speaking to you, that my brother-in-law in those, kind of darkest of those days, I'm pretty sure that he did not care about his life at that point in time. He's like, he was running around all day. The oxygen was not there. I know in the night, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., he's just running around. And the whole one day when their oxygen supply didn't come and they had few cylinders, he manually, like they all, like doctors and everyone manually picked up these big cylinders, dropped it, and they were changing it between the patients and all that. And they never didn't really care that what happens to them, like maybe they can also get a very high viral load and all that stuff, although they are vaccinated. But I still, I feel that that spirit, like kind of when you are there in that, and then when human being goes into that fight mode, and there's no going back from there. Once you decide, then human being is able to do remarkable things. So but these guys eventually, when the thing settled down, he actually shared a voice note also from his other colleague who was also a senior doctor. He was crying on the phone. He was saying that I just want to go. I don't want to do anything else. That he's asking what has happened. Like, tell me, there's nothing has happened. Why are you? And he's like, I just can't tell any more people that some of their loved one has died. Right? I have told 20 people, 20 families today, and I can't do it anymore. I can't. So mental health of our doctors and health workers is very important in this. And what this ACK initiative is doing is, with Sanjeev Kapoor is also there, and we are like contributing a big sum to them. What they do is every day we have contacted them to send this, like Taj Hotel, right, the 5-star food, like very nice food boxes, and we send it to doctors and all the health workers. So for that one day they get 5-star food, right? And they are like in very well this thing, and we as a note of thank you to them. So they feel like a bit happy about it. So that is also one initiative. So how to answer your question, like specifically, this is how we work. Like we see who's doing good work in this thing, fund them, and if somebody needs something, find the relevant NGO to them, connect them, provide the fund to them, and get them sorted. Like we gave a hospital, like they had I think 10 or 12 ventilators. We gave them 7 more, and their entire staff was so happy because now they don't have to take a decision. Previously what was happening is that their ventilators were always full. They had a 35 bed capacity. If somebody had to go on ventilator, somebody else had to be taken out, and that guy is it's technically gone, right? So they had to take a decision that he dies or that dies. So when they have a spare 3-4 ventilators, now they don't have to do that decision making. Similarly, I in a hospital, like all the PPE kits, they were happening. Government has sent them, but in Delhi's heat, right, 45-degree temperature, when you're wearing that PPE kit, it was so hot and humid inside it, right? And you have to wear it for 4 hours, 3 hours in a particular shift and all. So many people, healthcare workers, were just like fainting during the session. Some people simply, couldn't take it and ran away. So we kind of arranged a PPE kit, which is much lighter material, and gave it to them, gave some of the people, like, okay, use this and all that. So again, they are like very thankful and all that. So these kind of things, this is how we work.
That's really, really thoughtful.
Please do the shout out to them. I will also send you their Twitter links and all that. Like, please do, because this thing, like I'm getting a lot of limelight out of this. They deserve it. Like, not me.
We'll definitely take all the links and all the
Definitely.
Twitter bios and link them, and also put them in the tweet. Guys, thanks so much for the amazing work that you're doing. Like, you guys are heroes. So
Yep. And I mean, we really cannot imagine the various type of or the various facets of task which you have to do, and you're doing it like so perfectly. We are just sitting over here and talking, so and we started calling us rock stars, but in reality, you are the true warriors and the true rock stars of the entire world, and India in particular. So yeah, huge shout out to you guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Guys.
Yep. Thanks, Sandeep, for doing this, and thanks to your team as well. All right. So yeah, moving a bit away from COVID relief and into Polygon, I would like to know why the name Polygon. Actually, I would like to know why the name Matic and then why Polygon.
So Matic name was coined by JD, right? So and then yeah, because how he find it, I asked him. So he's like, I was just looking for a small name. His problem was he wanted a small name, and then I created a story around it that okay, if it is Matic, then let's. I used to say that this is automatic. This is from automatic. So automatic means everything happens by itself, fast, risk. So that was the story. But with Polygon, you know the core ideas and our other, like the fourth co-founder which we have looped in, Mihailo, he was working on this interoperability and kind of this thing. So he had named, he had made this name Polygon, and when we onboarded him, we thought that why not we pick up this name, this brand. And but like Polygon is very self-explanatory. You can think of it like poly meaning multiple solutions, right? Multiple faceted solution, not like plasma or optimistic rollup, zk rollup, this and that, right? It's an all-compassing solution. So aggregator solution, right? So that was the reason behind Polygon. And I think that on a larger scale also, like Polygon are the kind of basic building blocks. Like anything, you can find a Polygon in anything on this world, right? So but it's Polygon might not be available in the Atom, because Atom is Ethereum. Oh wow, I should tweet about it, right? So like Ethereum is the Atom, and once Atom form, everything is some sort of Polygon, right? Am I right?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Maybe
And chemical equation.
Cells are also not Polygon, right? But after cells meet, like molecules when combine, then they make polygons, right? So anyway, when the matter comes to existence, so Ethereum brings the matter into existence, and Polygon then, So yeah, I should tweet about it.
Awesome. You should put it on a shirt as well.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great. So, I mean, Polygon, if you have to explain it to your grandmom, how would you explain?
I will not explain it to my grandmom.
All right. So, a 60-year-old crypto newbie.
How many 60-year-old?
60-year-old.
So I would say that Polygon, like 60 years is again like hard to do. Like I will, let me think of some joke for the 60-year-old guy, but maybe a 45-year-old guy who's coming into it and he knows few things, right? Because Polygon is not a like Ethereum. Polygon is not like Ethereum or Bitcoin, right? Like it's not the layer 1 network. It's a layer 2 or kind of a Ethereum scaling solution. So I would say that blockchains inherently are have scaling constraints, like they can't cater to many users, and if we have to take blockchains to the world on the scale of internet, then we need solutions which can scale the blockchains. So Polygon is a solution which scales the Ethereum blockchain for the world. So that would be my this thing for the 45-year-old guy. For a 30-year-old guy which is very active in crypto, I would say that Polygon, like Ethereum, has a lot of scaling approaches. Polygon is an aggregator of all those scaling approaches. It does not take a very heavy stance on one particular approach. It feels that all these approaches are complementary and there is no one solution fits all. So each developer, each kind of application, each enterprise startup needs a different kind of solution for them. And we want to become something like that. Something like, you can think of it like AWS, kind of, where you can go and choose which server you want, which services you want and all that, and build your application around it. Maybe something like that, right? So that's our main goal. And
got it. Got it. So if I have to see it like that, Polygon basically provides different SDKs or different middlewares for any needs, any scaling or speed need, which Ethereum has. Would that be a correct definition to it, or do you want to basically?
It provides not only SDKs, it provides networks also. So for example, our Polygon commit chain is a network in itself. The Polygon SDK is a toolkit with which you can build your own chain, which is connected to Ethereum. Similarly, we'll have optimistic rollups, ZK rollups. They will be networks in themselves, which will be connected to Ethereum. The idea is that Ethereum is in the center and all these scaling solutions are around it, which connect back to Ethereum, because we believe that Ethereum is the ultimate settlement layer of this Web3. Is going to be the ultimate settlement layer of the Web3.
Got it. Makes sense. And would Polygon be powered by Matic tokens, or will
Yes.
Matic tokens reband to Poly sometime
Right
in the
now, I can't divulge too much on that, but right now their Polygon network is powered by Matic tokens.
Awesome. Yep.
Are you dropping an alpha here, Sandeep?
Wink, wink.
All right, okay. You heard it here first, guys. So yeah.
All right. So I think we are into the fun question segment, and Richa never let me ask those. So take it away, Richa.
All right. So Sandeep, I'll just ask you really simple questions. You can just take 5 to 10 seconds to answer them, and we'll go super fast on them. So if you're ready, we'll get started.
Okay.
All right. So if you were a drink, what would you be?
LIIT.
What was that?
Long Island. Long Island.
Oh,
iced tea.
Long Island iced tea. Oh, awesome. All right. Holiday with friends or with wife?
Holiday with wife.
All right.
This is going to be public, right? That's why, like, I
Yes.
have to be. Yeah.
Politically correct.
Yes,
Okay.
for sure.
Biggest issue with remote work?
Too many calls.
Yeah. And I think that's why we were also discussing before that on the Wednesday no call day.
No calls
So that-
Wednesday.
No call.
Yeah, that
Wednesday.
let's make it a thing from here. Like, but let me tweet about it. Don't tweet. First, I'll tweet and I'll say, I said, so no calls Wednesday is the initiative wherein in this remote work culture, like, we all should promote that on Wednesday, we don't keep calls. We are able to do deep work, right? So # no calls Wednesday. Let's make it a thing, guys. So that
Absolutely.
everyone knows it. And then people are, oh, sorry, I'm putting a call on Wednesday, but it's urgent. Otherwise, people are not putting the call. So everybody gets to have a deep work Wednesday. Right, so-
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
The most expensive thing that you have?
I recently bought this MacBook Pro, the big screen one. I think that's the most expensive thing with me. Yes.
Great. Apart from India, what's your second favorite country?
USA.
Any particular place or city there that you like?
I think San Francisco. California, like overall, is like really, really beautiful, and USA, like my heart beats for USA. It's really great country.
Nice. The best piece of advice you have received?
Don't take it too seriously.
What's your most frequently used word?
I would not like to say it on the air.
Okay, maybe off the record you can share, I guess.
Is it
Okay.
related to Mike Kumauni?
But if you had asked most used phrase, I would say let's do this. Like in all my calls,
Let's
like
do
I'm
it.
like let's do this, guys. Let's make it big. Oh no, let's make it big. Like let's make it big is the biggest word. Like if you talk to any of our partners, I would have said once or the other. Let's make it big. Yes.
All right. Let's make it big. That it is amazing. So between developer and marketing, what is tougher?
Development.
And you've done both, right? Like in the past as well. And yeah, so yeah. Can you show something which is around you right now? Anything on your table?
Oh, see this. Do you read this?
Johnson's and Johnson.
This is Johnson's baby. So this was in my travel kit. When I came to Dubai, my mom still, like, I was having this dry skin, right? And my mom sent me this, like, Johnson baby. I was about to tweet it on the Mother's Day. My mother still thinks that, okay, this cream works on me. And then, I like my family also calls me mama's boy. Like,
So sweet. I mean, yeah, thank you. All right. So the most useless talent that you have?
Most useless talent. I don't have a useless talent. I use all the talents, like even the most useless thing, like of making these shit jokes. I just, use it to make people laugh. I think with you guys, I have, like, I don't know. You guys are so lovely, such lovely people that all my my face is like, you must have seen, like I'm always, when I'm talking to you too, like I'm always smiling, like something in me like keeps telling me to do all these like stupid jokes. So I don't
That's
know.
amazing talent. We'll not call it useless, but that's the amazing talent.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
why I can't figure out what's the there's no useless thing. Yeah.
All right. No worries. So what's the song that's coming to your mind right now?
Mm. Because I just thought like there was no song in my mind. I thought that which song is coming, and then this was Johnson's Baby, and then the baby like that Justin Bieber's like most cliched song came to my mind.
All right. Yeah, that's fair enough. Okay. Finally, what are the first things that come to your mind when I say these words? A favorite movie?
Gangs of Wasipur.
Amazing. Favorite game?
Mm, cricket.
Layer 2?
Polygon, of course.
Yep. NFTs?
OpenSea.
All right. Bitcoin?
Thanks for introducing me to Ethereum.
And we spoke about it as well. Yep.
Yeah.
Your all-time favorite crush?
My wife.
Wow. Okay. Entrepreneurship?
Tough.
Absolutely. Your top 3 projects of Ethereum are?
Top 3 projects of Ethereum, definitely Arbitum, Uniswap, and TimeSwap. TimeSwap is a project that is upcoming. That is, it's being done by, like, it has 2 Indian co-founders, and my wife is also a co-founder into it. And I think it's going to be a really big thing. Like, I'm not shilling that project. Like, you can cut this part, but I feel that it definitely has a potential to really get.
Amazing.
Actually, so on that note, what is TimeSwap? If you can give out.
You know what TimeSwap? Have you heard of TimeSwap before?
I have from you a bit, not a lot.
So TimeSwap is basically the So the founder is a master's MSc in mathematics, and his major was finance, applied mathematics in finance. So, and he's a smart contract developer, so ideal DeFi guy, right? So he came up, like, he was fascinated with the Uniswap's XY is equals to K idea, which kind of revolutionized the DEXs, right? And he came up with this like extension of this formula where he added a third dimension to it: X into Y into Z is equals to K. And using this X, adding a Z dimension, he was able to add a price and insurance dimension into it, which in a simple way makes it easy to trade items in future. And if you translate it back, what exactly you're like, it's actually lending and borrowing. When you do a lending or borrowing, you're actually trading some asset right now, which you put as collateral, and then borrow something else. So you are actually, in the future, when you are going to return it back, you are actually, in a way, you are trading that asset in future. Like, you are thinking that, okay, this asset will be worth less than or more than my loan, so I will refund my loan and take my collateral back, right? So he added this dimension, and he has kind of created an AMM which can power money markets, right? So just the way Uniswap can enable a spot price on chain, right? Spot price of an asset on chain, this can actually enable a futures price and a market defined interest rate, like premium on that collateral, right? So basically you have a Uniswap for lending and borrowing, which does not need oracles, which does not need anything off chain. Everything, the price discovery happens on chain or using the MM. And I think that has a potential to become a DeFi Lego, money Lego within the DeFi ecosystem, because it's a primitive. It does not use anything below it.
Amazing.
Finally, my last question was on Ethereum. Thanks, Ash, for plugging that. What does Ethereum mean to you, Sandeep?
So, very nice thing I'm going to tell. Ethereum means, when I think about Ethereum, I think mine. Ethereum is my network also. As big as it's as mine, Vitalik can say that Ethereum is mine, I can also say mine. I think you too can also say mine, right? It's such a decentralized network. Anybody can build anything. So one thing that comes to to Ethereum means mine. Like, this is my network. I want to build on top of it.
Definitely. I mean, Sandeep, we couldn't agree more with you. I mean, this is this is the beauty of Ethereum. When you're working, when you're asking for help, when you're doing something cool, the entire community and even the Web3 leaders, they come and support you. I mean, we got supported by you guys and a whole lot of other equally awesome folks. So couldn't really agree more. And just because you were drinking water, I kind of thought Ethereum is like water to the body. So yeah. On that note, Sandeep, thanks for being so amazing. I have been told that I use awesome word a lot, so I'm trying to cut down on it. So thanks for being so amazing. And maybe I can use this once. Thanks for being so awesome, Sandeep, and joining us. We had great fun, and hope I use this like the interview as well. Till next time, folks. Bye for now.